What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. I've been promising to put this video out for a while, and I guess now is the time as any to put it out. Do not mind my face. I told you guys I'm gonna get better with this whole beautiful person YouTube, life, but in reality, I am on a day off. I am relaxing. I'm at my house. I'm wearing my boyfriend's jacket, for crying out loud. This is what this is what reality looks like. I will get pretty occasionally, but I ain't going nowhere. My man is at work. I'm here by myself. So look at me in all my natural beauty glory. Okay? But anyway, back to the topic at hand. So I told you guys I was going to put out the video about, reserve life. So I think I'm going to break it down as far as like pros and cons. Okay, so let's get to the pros first, because I think it will be a lot easier to do the pros rather than the cons, because I have a lot. Well, not a lot, but Okay, so the first pro of being on reserve, at least from my company, when you're on reserve, you have guaranteed flight hours. So we have 75 guaranteed flight hours a month. Whether we fly 75 hours, whether we fly 2 hours, we're gonna get paid for 75 hours that month. So that can be good just in case I have a month like October. I flew maybe 25 hours in October, but I still got paid for 75 flight hours. And in occasions where one month, I'm gonna say August, because I'm pretty sure it was either August or September, I ended up flying over that amount, and then I still got my 75 plus that, but it came at a little check, which, hey, I'm always down with making extra coin, you feel me? So I think that is one of my biggest pros for being on reserve, because it's like whether I fly, whether I don't fly, I'm gonna get my moolah, baby. That was lame. I'm a dork. Yeah. Another pro with reserve is that if you do airport reserve, which is when you go to the airport and you sit and you wait to be called, our airport reserve is 10 hours. Either you're going to be there from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. So the pro about that is once you're done and you don't get a call, you're free for the rest of the day, and you still get paid. Like, you get paid 5 flight hours, or that at least goes towards your guarantee. So you get paid for that. So a lot of the times when I'm doing airport reserve and I don't get a call, I'm walking around, I'm looking like my airport. I'm based in Detroit, so I fly out of the McNamara terminal. And I'm just all up and through there. I usually go to the shops and see what kind of things that they're offering, what kind of discounts that I can get. And you will be surprised, because nobody tells you the type of discounts you can get working in the aviation industry. Nobody's going to sit down and tell you that. But believe me, if you out there and look, there are lots and lots and lots, baby, of money to be saved. Discounts to be had. And if you like me, you about saving that coin, because shoot, I work hard for my money, okay? So once you're done, you're done. You don't have to you don't have to worry about, like, if you get an AM reserve and you get off at 3, you're done for the rest of the day. So, you get to just chill and do whatever. But the airport reserve, I know it doesn't really, like, if you have the PM reserve and you go from 1:30 to 11:30 p, you could turn around and get AM reserve the next day and have to be back at the airport by 5 a.m. They try not to do that because they want to give you a little rest time, but there's no guarantee that won't happen. So I guess that's a con. We're not getting to that part yet, but yeah. Another pro is that when you have home reserve, you can just relax, You have a day, and if you don't get called, you have a full day at home. Like, on my reserve days, I try to get cleaning done. I try to get, try to catch up with all my work-related stuff. Try to have some semblance of a schedule when I'm not working, so I can set everything in motion when I am working, because, you got to stay prepared and organized. So you can have some relaxed days in those reserve days. And I really think that's it for reserve. Yeah. Or pros. I can't talk today. Cons, well, baby. Cons is one, if you do have home reserve, you're gonna stay home. I have anxiety about leaving my house. That's why I usually just chill and relax at home when I have home reserve, because I don't want to go out and do stuff and I get a call and I have to stop everything that I'm doing and leave to go to the airport. Or if I do leave, you know, you have to take your bags with you because you never know. I know, like with me, a lot of the times I figured if I don't get a call by like 6, they're not going to call me. Yeah, that is a lie. I got called out for a trip at like 6:30 for, you know, a showtime. I had to be there by 8:30, you know. And it was, you know, for a 2-day trip, which wasn't bad, but I thought I was good. And they were like, girl, you ain't never good. When you're on home reserve, this whole day belongs to us. So don't get too comfortable. You know, so that's one con that, because it just gives me anxiety. Another con is, unfortunately, airport reserve. I know I mentioned that as a pro, but it's a pro because you get paid to chill out at the airport. But it's a con because who really wants to just be at the airport? If you don't have to be there, especially if you don't know if you're going to get called, you don't really want to be at the airport. You'd rather be at home relaxing and chilling and waiting for, you know, to get a call, or if you get a call. But, you know, sometimes airport reserve is cool, but sometimes it's just like, I don't really have the mood today to just deal with people in life. And once you're on airport reserve, you have to have your uniform on. So when you have your uniform on, people just think that you work at the airport and that you know everything that it is to know about said airport, including rules, regulations, and policies that you weren't taught on because you don't work for the airport. You work on a plane. But people don't understand that and ask you a bunch of questions all day. And I don't mind helping, but I don't like getting cussed out when I don't have the answer. Like, I would, like, a lot of the times when people talk to me and I don't know the answer, I would direct them to find the answer the same way I would, and they don't really like it. Like, why would you tell me to go over here to look for my gate when you should know the gate? Nah, I really shouldn't. I'm not flying with you today, sir. I'm not going where you're going. I'm not working your flight. I should not know your flight information. I'm sorry. That's just not how that works, sir. No. Another con about being on reserve is just having anxiety about never knowing what you can do or how to plan stuff. Because if you want to go out and you have a reserve day and they tell you you're doing home reserve, you can say, oh, I'm going to grab lunch with you at this time, but still think in the back of your mind, can I really grab lunch? Can I really, what if I get called out? What if, you know, this? What if that? What if this? Anything happens and you have to be there. There's no such thing as, oh, I know I'm on home reserve, but I decided to, you know, do this. I know I got a 2-hour call out, but I can't make it. No. Because when you're on home reserve, like I said, that whole 24 hours or however many days you are on home reserve, that belongs to them. So there is no excuses. You have to get there. They ain't playing no games. And another thing about reserve that I don't like is, one, the pay. Now, I know that I do get the 75-hour guarantee, which I talked to you guys about earlier. But your real payment outside of that 75-hour guarantee is your per diem. Now, the per diem is the money that you make when you're not in the air, when you're on a layover. You don't get per diem for being at home. That's just any time that you're away from base, you get your per diem. And that per diem adds an extra $300, maybe $400 to your paycheck. So you just getting straight pay. You just getting straight flight hours, which is cool because you get paid way more during flight hours than you do for per diem. But an extra, who gonna get mad at having an extra $400 on their check? Certainly not I. So that kind of sucks, because if you're on home reserve and you do not fly, you are not getting per diem. You're not getting per diem for just chilling at your own house. That ain't, no, they ain't doing it like that. And then it brings me to my last con. It's really hard trying to find another job outside of being a flight attendant once you're on reserve, to kind of balance out the fact that you work sometimes and don't work sometimes, because you can't really give these people actual hours and days that you can work. Now, I know for me, I got a second job, but I just gave them all, I just recently got my second job, and I gave them all the days that I was not scheduled to be on reserve. Now, I kind of feel like that'll put myself in a pickle, because these days I do not have reserve. But let's say I worked a 4-day trip and then my next day is off. I'm gonna really want to relax that day, but I can't, because I put this as a day that I can work because I'm completely off that day. But I don't know until like right before it happens if I will or will not fly. So kind of sucks. But I made this video of the pros and cons leading you up to my big announcement. That's my drum roll. I'm such a nerd. I have a line. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for December, I have a line. I am very happy. Me and the other 3 flight attendants that graduated from my class all got in lines for next month. So I know all the trips that I have ahead of time. I can plan around that, and I can plan days at work, whether, hey, if I want to take this day off and actually take it as a day off, or if I actually want to work it, that's cool, and that's better for me, and that's better for my other employer, that's better for my whole life, you know. So I do have a line. I bid for maximum credit hours, which basically means fly me around the world. I don't have a life. I'm all about that coin, so take me, I'm yours, basically. So I have 5 4-day trips in the month of December. So I am basically gonna do a 4-day, come home, off 1 day, do another 4-day, come home, off 4 days, you know, or no, off 2 days. And so it's gonna kind of go back and forth like that until the end. I am sad because I am working both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which is kind of sad because that's me and my boyfriend's true holiday that we celebrate. It's not really a holiday, but you know, we have our tradition, you know, bring in the new year together every year. And I won't be able to see him this year for New Year's, but, you know, hopefully, I can bid for some days off, like the first week of January, so we can actually do something to kind of, you know, balance that out. I'm really excited about having a line, which means that I can actually show you guys more flying videos, more vlogs of me actually flying, doing things, and just showing you the ins and out of the flight attendant lifestyle. Yeah, so look forward to those coming up. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, just feel free to, you know, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. So in the meantime, in between time, I'll catch you lovely peoples in the next one.